7 productivity habits that leaders must have to excel. Welcome, my friends. My name is Dr. Ayo Adenoga. I'm a public health physician and the host for the Equip for Impact 360 podcast. Welcome. I help women in leadership and men to be able to be more, to do more, and to see more. I equip and empower people in leadership to be able to communicate with confidence, to lead with clarity, to earn more income while creating impact. Now, 90% of healthcare leaders find out that they struggle with time management. So recently, I was at an event and they mentioned and said, what do leaders struggle with the most? And many of them mentioned that they struggle with being able to achieve the things that they have on their to-do list, and they feel as if they are wasting time. There was a forum I went to where they also asked, oh, you guys, what can we help you with? What can we pray with you about? And majority, 9 out of 10 mentioned that they struggle with time, either because they're entrepreneurs, they are mothers, they are healthcare providers, they are nurses, whatever it was, they just said time management was a struggle. So today I'm here to talk about productivity strategies that we can have to manage our times well. I've read a lot of productivity books. I've gone through podcasts looking for tips, what to do, and I've developed things that have really worked out myself, and I'm here to share them with you today. So the first habit that you need to have as a leader is one, to write down your goals. In the morning, start each day with a brain dump. Write down all the things that you want to do that day, either the night before or that day. Just write them down. That way you're able to to dump everything in your head and put it down and clear your head off that thing that is just going round. And what you could do is put your task, the meetings you have, the calls you have to make, the payments you have to make. You need to pick up the children, you need to do the laundry, whatever it is, just put it down, right? Then after you do that, the second habit is that you actually prioritize your top task. Don't do 10, don't do 5, do your top 3 tasks that you need to achieve that day. And how do you do that? What are the things that will give me the highest reward, the highest return, and is required of me? So not what other people can do, but what you and only you should do. So put those top 3 things that at the end of the day, after you've done, you'll be like, yes, I actually made a good day. So that's what I do. And once you've done that, then you prioritize on those. Okay? So the third thing is, after you've done your goals, after you prioritize the top 3, the next thing is to schedule, and it's called time boxing. Harvard Business Review and studies have shown that when you schedule things and you batch them, they actually help you to achieve them. So you time box them, you put them in your schedule, because when it's not scheduled, it never gets done. So batching things means that if you're going to send your emails, just send the emails immediately and write all the emails you have to do that day. If it's administrative, you write them down. If it's to see patients, you do the patient. If it's to write processes, SOPs, you do them. So you batch all the things you want to do. And your personal life as well. Do you want to do your laundry? You do everything together. Sometimes I'm cooking. I can cook 3 different things at the same time. I'm like, okay, these 2-3 hours is for cooking, and I cook everything. And my podcast as well, sometimes I batch them. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do podcast today, and I batch all the podcasts and put them in 1 hour. So I don't have to do the makeup again. I don't have to do my hair again. I don't have to set up the lights again. I just batch all those things. So put the time to it. Do you have proposal reviews? Do you have team check-ins that you need to do? Do you have budget review? Put the time to it and schedule them. Okay. Now let's go to the 4th habit, which is use your empty minutes profitably. And there are a lot of things, we call them portable tasks. That means things you can do on the go. So if you have empty minutes, for instance, you are waiting for a patient, you are waiting for a meeting to happen, you're going to pick up the kids from school, you are commuting. Sometimes I commute to New York City, and my ride can be as much as 3 hours, going and then coming back. On that commute, how do you want to use that time profitably? I go to pick my kids from school. How do you use that time profitably? Sometimes I just listen to podcasts, leadership podcasts, while I'm driving or while I'm waiting to pick the kids up. While I'm in the kitchen, sometimes I listen to things, to podcasts as well. While I'm on the bus, I will just go and review on my commute. I'll go and review some notes. I can write some emails or draft them, or I can even edit some of my content while on the go and get that done. So how can you use your time, your empty time, to achieve a lot of things? Those are a lot of hours that you could actually use. If you put them together, you find that those are hours that you saved yourself in even able to do things. And then the fifth is match task to your energy level. Sometimes we put tasks that are high energy when we are low in energy. So things that are mental, that needs you to think through, put them in the day. Strategy, proposal writing, protocol writing, process development, put that up on the list, right? Content development, put that top on your list, so that when you wake up, the first thing you do is to tackle those things, like Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. So eat the frog, do the hard things first that needs your mental load to do that. Then in the evening or afternoon, you could schedule meetings in the afternoon time where you don't need so much mental energy to do. In the evening, things that don't even need so much as well. I noticed that while sometimes in the evening, sometimes I pick up the pace. Some people are evening people rather than morning people, but I notice that I spend longer thinking through those things than in the morning when I'm still fresh, right? So you might say evening works for you, but you take longer to achieve that. So I've learned that I have to reverse things for myself. What are the things I need to do and do well? And what are the things I can just do on the go? In the evening, if I have to cook, I don't need high energy to cook. If I have to do laundry, I don't need high energy. I can do some of those things and batch them together. So that is number 5. Number 6 is stack passive tasks with active ones. There are some things that are active and there are some things that are passive. So what are the active things? Active things are things that needs me to really think. I need to think about those things that I'm doing, but passive I can just do without even thinking. So I'm driving, sometimes I don't have to think too much, and then sometimes I think. But when I'm listening to podcasts, it doesn't need me to think so much about it. So I can batch them. I'm doing laundry, I don't have to think too much about it, and then I can listen to my podcast. Sometimes I'm going on the walk and ideas are just coming to me. I'm thinking through what is the next thing I need to do. How did I spend my day? What was my greatest return today? What can I do better? I can think while going on my walk or doing my exercises. So you can actually batch things together. I'm going on my commute, is a passive activity, and I can batch it with something active like editing, content, thinking through what my next step is, writing my budget. All those things are very important and we can actually batch them. So the last one and final thought is creating systems. So when I say systems, I find that sometimes before I would keep my key in a place and I don't know where I kept my car key, or I'll forget my phone somewhere. I'm like, where did I keep my phone? Or a folder, a file. I go through my folders, looking for a particular file. I'm like, where is this thing? And I'm stuck. Guess what? You can actually create systems by creating folders. Create folders and put those things inside. Sometimes clean up your folders, batch your emails together. Once you see an email that is important to you, save it or mark it, right, for follow-up. Your keys, keep them in a particular place, and when you're looking for your car keys, it's where it is, or your refrigerator. I was telling a friend today that I had to organize my refrigerator, where I put the beef in a place, I put the pizzas in a place, I put the vegetables in a particular place. So when I go into the freezer, I can actually know where exactly it is, because it's really time consuming for me. So yes, And then, so I've mentioned 7 habits. The first one is start your day with a brain dump. Number 2 is prioritize your goals for that day, the tasks you need to do, the top tasks you need to do. Number 3 is time box those things, schedule them. Number 4 is you have to stack passive tasks with active ones. And then the other thing that we mentioned about is creating systems. And then I mentioned use empty minutes for portable tasks. And the last one is match tasks to your energy level. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you really gained from it. Please share, like, and comment. One thing I wanted to mention as well is I'll be hosting a pivoting to clinical trials and clinical research roles. Join me. I would like to impact you to know how you can go to your next level, next steps, and next circle of life. Thank you for joining me, and God bless. Bye. Cheers.